Hi, I'm Audrey Ang. You're listening to Grammar Matters, a series of podcast episodes from the English Language Institute of Singapore. Grammar Matters aims to help listeners become more aware of areas of English language use in Singapore that do not follow standard English conventions and which may be confusing to other speakers of the language.
Hello, I'm Paul Doyle. In this episode of Grammar Matters, we're going to focus on the topic of singular and plural nouns. Let's begin by listening to some people talking about shopping.
Hello, Nora.
Hello, Cheng Han. You are early and your trolley is overflowing. Haven't you finished buying the entire store yet?
Hey, my wife gave me a list 1 kilometer long. I still have to buy 3 potato, 2 tomato, and...
Look! These apples are on special offer.
Aha! I knew there was something else to buy. I have to buy some fruits. I will buy some apple, some orange, some cherry, and some banana. And what else?
Did you notice the mistakes made by Cheng Han? Instead of saying 3 potatoes, Cheng Han said 3 potato. And instead of saying 2 tomatoes, he said 2 tomato. That's 2 mistakes, but there were 4 more. Did you identify them all? Well, you'll be able to listen to that conversation again at the end of this episode. You'll hear the correct version, so you can check whether you heard all the mistakes. Let's talk about plural and singular nouns. We add an S or an ES to singular nouns to make them plural. That is, to indicate the meaning is more than one. For example, apple, 1 apple, 2 apples, potato, 1 potato, 3 potatoes. So when we want to talk about a single apple, we don't use that S sound, or if we're writing, we don't add the letters S or ES on the end of the word. If there are many potatoes, we hear the sound Z, potatoes, or we see the letters ES on the end of the word. Some nouns don't have singular form. For example, scissors, shorts, spectacles. But wait, you say, I've seen the word spectacle without an S on the end. Yes, that's right, but this is actually another word with a very different meaning. Of course, I'm sure you know that there are some nouns that don't seem to follow these rules. Words that we probably use every day, such as man and woman, and child, or foot and tooth. These singular nouns all have very different plural forms: men, women, children, feet, teeth. In English, we can count most nouns. These are called countable nouns. Countable nouns have both singular and plural forms. Some countable nouns have the same singular and plural forms. I'm sure you've heard sheep before. But did you know we say 3 sheep, 50 sheep, thousands of sheep? Similarly, the word aircraft. We normally say several aircraft, or SIA has over 100 aircraft. On the other hand, aeroplane, or just plane, does have a plural form. We say aeroplanes or planes. How confusing. A point to remember here is that, if you're in doubt, you can look up the noun in a good English language learner's dictionary. This will tell you whether the word is countable or uncountable, and if it is both, what differences there are in meaning and use. However, there are some words that are only used in the singular form. These are uncountable nouns. Here are some common examples: information, equipment, luggage, furniture, washing, stationery, clothing, traffic, machinery. Surprised? Yes, you've probably heard someone putting an S on the end of one or more of these words, but that's considered incorrect. We often use the word some in front of nouns when we don't want to be precise about number or quantity. Used with countable nouns, some means more than one, but not too many items. For example, can I have some peas, please? In this context, we don't normally specify how many. It would be quite odd for someone to say, can I have 6 peas, please? Used with uncountable nouns, some means an unspecified amount. For example, we need some new equipment for the gym. If we want to count such uncountable nouns, we use another countable noun such as piece or item. We say 2 items of luggage, or 5 pieces of fruit, or several pieces of equipment, 3 lanes of traffic, and so on. Some common nouns are both countable and uncountable. For these nouns, 2 different kinds of meaning are in play. 2 commonly heard examples in Singapore are fruit and paper. Usually, in everyday situations, we don't add an S to the word fruit. It is an uncountable noun. We can say, for example, Cheng Han was buying some fruit. However, if we want to talk about types of fruit, that is, we are classifying, then we can say there are many different fruits found in Southeast Asia. Or citrus fruits, such as limes and oranges, are grown in Southeast Asia. In the same way, we generally use the word paper as an uncountable noun when we think of paper as a resource. For example, can I have some more paper? If we want to specify a quantity, we use the word sheet, as in 2 sheets of paper. When we mean documents or newspapers, then we use the countable meaning and say, have you got all the papers necessary for registration? Or, in a school context, oh dear, I have so many papers to mark before Friday. We've talked about singular and plural noun forms, and countable and uncountable nouns. It's time now to listen to Cheng Han and Nora again. Can you hear the differences with the earlier conversation?
Hello, Nora.
Hello, Cheng Han. You're early and your trolley is overflowing. Haven't you finished buying the entire store yet?
Hey, my wife gave me a list 1 kilometer long. I still have to buy 3 potatoes, 2 tomatoes, and...
Look! These apples are on special offer.
Aha! I knew there was something else to buy. I have to buy some fruits. I will buy some apples, some oranges, some cherries, and some bananas. And what else?
This Grammar Matters podcast series is brought to you by the English Language Institute of Singapore. We would like to thank the Regional Language Centre of the Southeast Asia Ministers of Education Organisation for allowing the use of material from their Grammar Matters publication. Special thanks to Sherlyn and Singman for being our voice talents. To find out more about the ALICE podcast, visit go.gov.sg/ELIS podcast. Thank you for listening.